Okay. Um, when you take the sheep eye, you have to do some cleaning. So you want to get rid of some of the tissues and use the probe. And if you have to, use a scissor. And I'm going to cut out all this extra tissue here. You don't have to get that close. The first thing you want to do is you want to look at the eyeball. This is the interior surface, and that's the posterior surface. And you should be able to identify some of the external muscles that move the eyeball. This is one of them. That's one of the external muscles. On the eyeball in here on the model, you can see easily the superior rectus. So this one is the superior rectus. You're not really going to be able to tell on the sheep eye which one is which, unless top from the bottom and left from the right. So, and this one in here could be the lateral rectus or the medial rectus. So this particular one in here, that is actually the superior oblique muscle. That's the one that kind of rotates the eyeball. So you can do some cleaning using the probe. It depends on how much you really want to see. That's another one of the external muscles. One of the things that you want to see on the dorsal side is the optic nerve. That's actually the optic nerve. They kind of cut it short in here, but that's the optic nerve. On the back in here, if you look at the dorsal side, that's the optic nerve. The outer layer, the white outer layer, the fibrous layer, that's the sclera, which is the white layer out here. That's the sclera. When you look at the front of the eye or the interior portion of the eye, the sclera is clear because it forms that clear glass in here, which is your cornea. Yeah, so you'd be able to see the cornea. Depending on which sheep eye you have, you might be able to see the color portion, which is the iris that you see in here. And if you have a good sample, you might be able to see the pupil in the center. Now, there are different ways to dissect the sheep eye. One of the easiest way to do it is to cut through the sclera. But you don't want to damage the interior of the eye. Now you can see some of the muscles in here as I separate these tissues around here. There are two fluids inside of the eye. There is the aqueous humor, which is the liquid in the interior chamber of the eye. And there is the vitreous humor, which is viscous and thick in the posterior chamber of the eye. One of the ways to cut the eye is take your scissors and carefully, because remember the fluid is under pressure and the vitreous humor is not going to go anywhere. but the aqueous humor, because it's under pressure, you might get a little squirt. So you kind of have to be careful. Most of the time, you're not going to run into an issue with the fluid squirting you, but you want to do it carefully when you make the cut. Does anybody know what kind of section I'm going to make if I cut the eye this way? What do we call that section? Coronal. You have to be careful because I don't want to damage the fluid underneath the wall of the eyeball. You can see there is some fluid coming out. I'm hoping it's only the aqueous humor, not the vitreous humor. So I'm going to cut all the way through.
Really? From what animal? Really? What?
He said it's chewy. I don't know. Ew. And I really have too much going on it.
What is chewy?
Eyeballs.
Eyeball. I don't know if
Dad always says
I don't know if I want to.
So
All right, here you go.
cool.
Actually, this came out very well. I didn't lose any of the vitreous humor. See all this fluid in here? That's the vitreous humor. See that little shiny thing in there? That's actually the lens.
Ooh.
Okay. Now the dark layer. See if you look at this section in here, you see the white layer? The white layer on the outside is the sclera. You see the black layer in there? The black layer is the choroid layer, which is this kind of brownish layer on the model in here. And then you see that white layer inside of it, and then below the, see this? I can actually move it if I want to. You see that white layer? Yeah. That's actually the retina. That's the retina right there. So I can play with this, and I can actually take this out.
It does.
Like jello.
Yeah, it is like it is viscous. You can see it's viscous. So now I have the lens in there, and I have the vitreous humor. And then this one that looks like round layer dark in there, that's the one, if you look at the picture in there, that's the layer they call ora serrata. You see that top name on the left side, and you can see that one in there. So all of these structures, you can see them on the sheep eye very easily. So if you want to do your own, you can grab one of the eyeballs and help yourself.